Sassoon, by the time we meet him, is already a fairly established poet, and has a reputation both as a writer and as a soldier. And he represents someone that Wilfred Owen looks up to and wants to engage with, but he has a different set of ideals and a different, or rather than ideals, a different set of beliefs on the nature of war, and specifically the war that they're engaged in. And a lot of the story that we're telling is how those ideals come to influence Owen's view on war and young men's role in it. This is not someone who was in any way raised to go to war. This is someone who came from a huge amount of privilege, generations of privilege, was an intellectual, and abhorred unnecessary violence, and at the same time, to then be in a situation that you can't really escape from does have a sort of quasi-animalistic strength and, depending on your point of view, viciousness in attempting to survive, unless you take the point of view that he was actually trying to die, which is also possible. And I don't think anyone, least of all him, could answer which. The script for the film is adept at showing people who love language and are trying to find a way to express their feelings on a subject and imbuing them with humanity and the reality of that. So these people are well spoken, but they don't just turn to each other and speak with prepared diatribes. There's a sense that these are young people trying to discover how best to express their inner selves in dire circumstances. And that's inherently a fascinating thing to explore. Looking at people who were our age at a time where war was just a constant possibility and then reality, and exploring the same conversations that we have now under those circumstances, I think is incredibly important, because in my estimation, misguided nationalism and the mistaken belief that geographical coincidence is the same thing as cultural identity are the main drivers that lead to war. And so when I see an indisputable rise in those ways of thinking on the global political stage, I can't help but feel that all storytellers and all artists have a responsibility to ask as many questions of that as possible, because it's all we can do at this point. It's all we really have is stories.